Eric Boehm here, Curator of Aviation at the Intrepid Sea, Air and Space Museum. And today we are visiting friends at the New England Air Museum in Windsor Locks, Connecticut to take a look at one of the more important aircraft types of World War II, the Grumman F6F Hellcat. In the early stages of World War II in the Pacific Theater, the frontline U.S. fighter was the Grumman F4F Wildcat. In capable hands, it fared well against the Japanese Zero fighter. But if the tide of the war was going to change, the U.S. needed something better. Grumman designers studied the performance of the Zero and the tactics of the Japanese aviators. They also listened to the pilots who flew the Wildcat and their recommendations for improvements. The Hellcat was the result. It was faster than the Zero, but the Japanese fighter could outturn it at slower speeds. The big difference was the durability of the Hellcat. It had armor plating to protect the pilot and critical systems, and it also had self-sealing fuel tanks. The Zero lacked all these protective features, and Hellcat pilots, using tactics that capitalized on their advantages, bested the Japanese fighters more often than not. The Hellcat design was pretty straightforward. It relied on a powerful Pratt & Whitney R2800 radial engine for its superior speed and altitude performance. It had the now classic Grumman folding wing design, where the wings pivoted, folding against the fuselage, making it compact for below-deck storage. Hellcats could carry an external fuel tank under the centerline, extending their range, and there were hard points on the inner wings for almost 2,000 pounds of bombs and rockets. Night fighter versions had a radar carried in a pod on the wing. These proved highly successful against Japanese raiders hoping to hide in the darkness. There was even a reconnaissance version that was fitted with cameras. Both the night fighter and photo recon versions served on Intrepid alongside the conventional Hellcats. A total of 305 Navy aviators became aces flying the Hellcat. Aces are pilots that score 5 or more air-to-air victories. Intrepid had its share of Hellcat aces. Alexander Vrashu became an ace while briefly serving with VF6 on Intrepid in early 1944. Cecil Harris scored 23 of his total wartime count of 24 victories while serving with VF-18 aboard Intrepid later in 1944. Another VF-18 pilot, Charles Mallory, led 5 other Hellcats in an attack against 24 Japanese airplanes. He shot 5 of them down himself that day. About 22 Hellcats still exist today, and that's from a production run of 12,275. The Intrepid Museum hopes to add a Hellcat to our collection someday. We'd like to thank the staff at the New England Air Museum for sharing their incredible collection with us once again, and especially this rare example of the F6F Hellcat. For more information about the New England Air Museum, visit neam.org, and for more behind-the-scenes videos, visit intrepidmuseum.org.